you seen the movie Avengers? In that movie, there's that one line there by the villain, Loki. I have it here, same scene. When he tried to flex his power by making the people kneel in front of him. And then when all the people were already kneeling down, and he walked past them and he gave a speech and he said, "You were made to be ruled." And that line there is very epic. That's very iconic because there he's expressing words that are typically attributed to a tyrant. But if you'll ask me, as someone who studies and teaches history, and as someone who is a believer and follower of Christ, I believe there is some truth in what Loki was saying there. But not in a sense like what he's saying it. He's saying that we are made to be ruled. It's just like we're just meant to be conquered, to be subjugated. But I believe we are made to serve. We are made to devote our lives to something, someone greater than ourselves. And that will be the topic for today. Welcome to week 25 of our daily Bible devotions. This week, as you've noticed from the past 2 days, we've been examining the epistles of Philippians and Colossians. And today, we're going to specifically take a look at Paul's letter to the Philippians. And what is very noticeable from the explanation of the Bible Project is that everything that Paul was saying or writing in his letter to the Philippians, everything points to a center. All essays focuses on a center, and the center is Jesus Christ. And towards the end, in its summary, the video said that the Epistle of Philippians gives us a glimpse of what is in the heart and mind of Paul. And if I will complete that, what is in the heart and mind of Paul is Jesus Christ. Why? What's with them? And I will connect that to what I mentioned earlier, that we are made to serve. And if you'll notice, if you'll just think about it, we are all made to serve. We are hardwired. It's like it's in our genes. It's in our fiber. It's in our DNA that we were created to devote our lives to something bigger, either to a company, to an NGO, an organization, a charity, a church, a government. It could be anything, an organization, or it could be anyone. If you're devotedly following an artist, or maybe a group of artists, a band, I don't know, you can, it's like we're always looking for someone or a group who will get our devotion, who will get our following, who will get our efforts. And imagine if that person or if that organization is not just a master or a king, it's not just a ruler whom you serve. What if that person, that organization, treats you with so much value, not just as a servant, not just as someone who is subjugated and ruled, not just as a follower, but as a friend or as a child? And that means so much. In the Bible Project video, it says there that knowing Jesus is deeply personal and transformative. And that is actually a sense, a summary of what Paul is saying to the Philippians. Paul is telling the Philippians that knowing Jesus is deeply personal and transformative because it transformed his life. And it was so ingrained in his personality that no matter what happened to him, all the sufferings that he went through, and all those things, in his mind and in his heart, it's only Jesus Christ. And he mentioned in Philippians chapter 1 verse 21, to live is Christ and die is gain. What does that mean? For him, Jesus Christ is life himself. His whole life can be defined by Jesus Christ. He's more than just a friend. He's more than just a Lord whom he follows. It's like he's a best friend. The relationship is like that. And that leads us to the principle that I want to discuss today. It's that Jesus is the best friend you can ever have. He knows you, yet loves you nonetheless. Again, Jesus is the best friend you can ever have because he knows you, yet loves you nonetheless. That is what made Paul so devoted to Jesus Christ, because in front of his Lord, in front of Jesus, he knows how sinful he is. He knows all his misgivings. He knows all his shortcomings. He knows how bad he has become. And yet, despite of that, Jesus showed love to him. And that really captivated him. He devoted his life to someone who loved him, despite knowing him fully. You know, if you have a friend who can love you in your worst moment, that will probably be your best friend. And that is who Jesus is. He is your best friend who will love you completely, despite your worst characteristics, despite your worst attitudes. But that doesn't mean, of course, that your friend will just allow you to remain like that. Of course, because if they are real friends, they will help you transform. And that is why we're saying that your relationship with Jesus is transformative. Because as your best friend, Jesus will accept you and will love you, but will want to change you, will want to transform you, because a true friend wants the best for his friend. So we were designed to build a relationship. We are designed to follow someone, to devote someone, to a friend, to a family, to an organization. And it's because God designed us that way. And He presented Himself in His most loving form through His Son, Jesus Christ. And we are called to love Him as God, through Jesus Christ, loves us as a best friend, accepting us for what we are, yet transforming us for what He wants us